We have a membrane, waterproof membrane. What's handy then is when we bring this out and we put the bale on it, we can bring this slightly out over, right? Okay. And what will happen is, when we have the bale on, okay. Geez, I get worried with the cameras. Huh? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. So this folds down, and we can expand the metal then to cover that junction, and then the water will run off into this guy. Then we don't have water wicking up, and that's so. This actually is going to sit this way. Okay. And what we're going to do is, if we just mark, we can drop a piece in here. I want to just another one of them on the other side, right? And that'll support our. So what we're going to do.
Sorry, another of these 2x1s.
No, we can just get a bit of this now, and just we mark it to cut in there. So we can drop in on top. It's just
sitting in between.
Yeah, and now it's a level rack. It's the level rack. Then what we're going to do is we're going to just put a little willow peg through here, and then our first layer sits on top of that. So now it can't move, and we throw a little bit of straw in here, just to act as the insulation. Okay. So by Wednesday we'll have this peg in here, right? And Thursday we'll put in that peg. Right? Layer 2 is for the July session. So in reality, then that's what happens. Right? We'll be so if we just get a feel even for what we're doing, we'll be throwing that on the peg, and the peg it can't move. Then we might need to light this up slightly, but she's all right.
How long is the peg?
The peg is only going to be. I used to make them about 200, and so we've got enough just. The peg is about 100, just enough to stop it going. Yeah. Whereas I was like before and orders. Yeah. So Dalton, if you want to throw, if you want to, so what we get in the habit is. Okay, so up here. When we get to this one, we're out by about that much. So we'll have to split bales. So
never need it.
We're on a slight, like this is a bit like, you know, we're slow out of the traps, you know. But if this was load bearing, right, what happens is you've all these people here, they all get excited. Next thing they start lashing, and you come back, and the thing is what they call bale frenzy, right? This is like steady up. When we get to here, we'll be compressing the bales down, and we'll wedge in against this head. Right.
How do you compress it? Just
I know, don't be asking questions that. Can we get there? With this one, depending on where we are, we'll wedge, we'll put a plank across and wedge. Right. Okay. Now, I have, on this one, we'll be cranking down this one already. This will be like a load bearing one. And then we're going to end up building off of that. But this is a good example. I would hope that by the end of this, you would say, well, fuck it, I can definitely do a wall with 3 bales, right? I would say there's a fair chance, you know. With a certified, we'll put 3 bales.
Douglas, local Douglas.
So we'll get the people set up, and I want you to.
Do you want wedges like that, or do you want them off the ends?
Two of them in the center.
Just for support?
Yeah, and there's less timber hitting. We'll nearly know by the way through it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Okay? So if we look at a bale, you see you have a folded edge. You have a folded edge, and you have a kind of cut edge. See that? So it's easier to get the plaster into this
So for the outside.
So we case this in the outside because we're more interested. If it falls off on the inside, sure, Susie will be in it, sure, it don't matter. But on the outside, the rain wants to get in. Right, so we'll keep cut that to the outside. But if you look at it, she's kind of rounded a little bit there, and then right there. Right, so we are we happy to put on this bale?
Yep.
So I'd say if you grab one out right over here.
Except you've just done
Get it the other way around.
No. Oh yeah.
We always bring it back on.
We're quick. That was a test, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna just try
We'll edit that.
Our rack now. What I'll try and do is just get it nearly tight in here, right? So we'll I got it. It's okay. Because I think what we might be able to do is put a little pin in here, just to anchor here. See what we're doing is this is all right. We try the next bale, and I say we might end up having to notch the next bale. And after the break, put in the window tall. We probably put in the window there. In this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can put the sash window.
Put that other one in that one. Yeah.
We won't put any window in this one. Yeah. So will we just get another bale in the name of God?
Behind you.
Behind you.
Okay, so he's behind you. Okay, cut side again. So get in the habit of, you know, just bending your knees. Two people should kind of handle these. But I was saying, like, it's most of the straw bale is carried out by a lot of women, and it's a nice material to lift. It's easy enough to work with compared to solid concrete block. So my careful assistant here, Andrew, is going to go on the other side of me there. If you go there, if you grab that, how we fit.
Yeah, you're pretty good on this side.
So we just try putting her in slightly this. Okay. Now, from a building point of view, see when we go to put in plastering here, right? It'll be there forever, right? So what we end up doing is we get straw with a little bit of problem. We end up doing this, like, so afterwards then someone is going to be whacking that in there, because you get these natural dips in it, right?
With some cob on it, or just
No,
straw
I'd say
itself?
this is probably, we packed the first bit in, but
Yeah.
when we go to do there, and the next
Then
one we
we
put in a
put a
little
cob.
bit,
Yeah.
little bit just to bind it together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if you actually feel this, right, this is why it is, we do all this stuff. No, this is why it is load bearing, right? There's not much give in that at all. They reckon like at about 5 bales, she'll compress only about like 50 mil, you know, so we won't get, so for pig iron, I think we'll now just before our tea, because we'll see how many bales do we get up here.
So now you do them as more spikes in between,
So
is it?
now the
It's
next
direct in the bale.
No, the next one is we're going to split a bale into 2 halves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so what we'll have is in afternoon is...
Because your lunch isn't ready for another half an hour.
No, don't worry, yeah, we get splitting...
Get splitting.
So keep working here for just about another half an hour, and then we'll be
Split-
ready for you in the
split the
kitchen.
So maybe if I show you then, piece of string in left and the other one right, okay? So if I know when I push this in, right, the top is going out that way, bottom is going out that way, okay? This is important because what happens usually is you cut the thing and the strings are like that and you can't freaking separate them. Right, so you cut this and then you end up with this tartlet. So you push it, we push this through and then we thread it back, and so we'll they're 900 and 40 or something, right? So that's about half. It doesn't really matter that much because in this particular instance we're just splitting it half. So but for any of our German friends, so we do use the tape measure the odd time, 950. So for about 60. It's about here. So do you want to shove that through, or I'll try through the first one, yeah. Okay, so. So Now you see how hard it is to look at the point on this, like. My careful assistant. It's just. Okay. Okay. So you can. So that is there and that is there.
That's the right. That's that one.
You put that again?
This is.
Put it. Tell me which. That should be there. That's there. Okay. So go left of that then.
Okay. Sure. Go left or right.
And why did we need to do that?
You'll see now. It's going to split it in
Okay,
half.
so we have this. Right, we come up here. Okay, and here then. So we haven't got that length. You want enough that we can get enough of a pull, right? Okay, so if we take that. Okay, so here it creates another loop. Okay, and all it is just you fold over the string. You know, you will get a chance. The other way that was good for. Okay, so we put this through here. Okay. So what happens is we're able then to see the way so it acts like a lever and she pulls. We just tie it off there then, right? Okay, so if I that's fairly good. And don't worry, because we'll end up like everyone had a chance to mess it up 3 or 4 times before. And you know when you've been talking about, interesting, you know, when you've been talking about building in Ireland, it is in the winter, your hands don't work, it's wet, it's miserable, there's a load of volunteers, everyone's pissed off, it's raining, you know. It's much tension. The problem is, if I tie a loop here, when I go to pull it, it doesn't allow any tension.
Oop.
If you're trying to break.
It's alright. It's
Is
just
there enough?
broken the loop.
Okay, so
Crappy string.
You don't know your own strength.
now I have other string. It'd be interesting to see. I wouldn't say
This is bale or something.
it should break.
It's the same.
Who would usually break
Is it?
It's not actually meant for this size, isn't it?
Okay, so yeah, that's good. What we have there now. So we're going to put it that hook here.
How much it does.
See what I'm doing? So what I'm
No,
doing.
you did yours different than me. That's not what I did in the first.
So I'm just putting it back. So it's giving me something to.
Yeah, you have 2 different. Yeah.
Now maybe it's if we're trying to. I just loosen it and just put my fingers on. Fucked up, what can we do? She was so new at it. Okay, and is the other one?
The top one.
Yeah, that's a hook gun.
Anything I was feeling wearing my pants.
Oh, you didn't tell me what to do this.
Yeah.
But what you see, that's what when you try to put on a tail. Tends to bounce off, you know.
Well, you missed that bit there.
So it's easier, quicker. We get it up in our.
And then all smooth it out.
Yeah, and we've enough actually to get. I would say we're doing well. We have enough to get this wall coated. Oh! Hands of a surgeon. Okay, I'm just going in for a cup of tea.
think it's better down than up there. And so they get up and I said,
Back at the mud people.
Back in the mud. Is this